I confess that my breakdown between your mother and I has caused emotional unbalance in the family.
Most of the time, I don't like my family. My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us come through. So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel like I can never live my life, and I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody, everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, it wouldn't be my friend.
I mean, they have love.
Looks like the Braxton family is deep in chaos again. And this time, it's not about music or reality TV drama. Their niece, Ashley, just dropped a bombshell that cracked open a vault of hidden pain and family secrets. And when I tell you this situation is messy, I mean real messy. Because now, the Braxton sisters' ex-husbands are stepping in, spilling everything they saw behind the scenes. And some of it sounds straight up traumatizing. Carrie Lewis, Toni Braxton's ex-husband, didn't hold back either. He claimed Toni used her sisters like pawns just to push her own career to the top. And that's not even the wildest part. Apparently, this is one of the reasons why Tamar and Towanda can't stand being in the same room together anymore. This isn't your usual family tension. This is decades of pain and resentment bubbling up right before our eyes.
Tamar, you just, you had me thinking I was crazy too. I see, you know what? It felt like a surviving Tamar moment. They always talk about how, women is being mentally abused and physically abused. Men get mentally and physically abused too, because she just socked me in my jaw before. You feel me? And I'm sure Jeremy got before and got their head cracked. Okay? And them gas station pills, yeah, you gotta do something to stay afloat,
Now let's be real. Every family has problems, but the Braxtons, they've taken family drama to a whole new level. It all traces back to Mama Evelyn and Michael Braxton Sr., the parents who set the stage for all this dysfunction. When Ashley came forward with her story, saying that one of her aunt's husbands crossed serious boundaries with her, the family's reaction was heartbreaking. Instead of standing by her, they turned their backs on her completely. Ashley was just 16 when she went through that nightmare, and instead of comfort, she got judgment. The family blamed her and began keeping their distance. Imagine being so young and already feeling like an outcast in your own bloodline. It hit her so hard that she packed up and moved to another country just to escape all that pain. Years later, Ashley took to TikTok and finally shared her story publicly. But guess what? The Braxton family didn't show her an ounce of support. Not in public, not in private. According to Ashley, the only one who reached out was Tamar, who not only liked her post, but also reconnected with her after realizing they both faced similar trauma growing up.
Before anyone says anything, please let it be known and let it be clear that as I am in this journey and in this process, and as I'm healing and trying to understand all of this stuff, that it feels really good to have a family member behind me.
Tamar's been through her own storms, so that bond made sense. But where was everyone else? You'd think Evelyn, the family matriarch, would be outraged that something like this happened to her own granddaughter. But silence, not a word. Ashley even revealed that her own father, Mikey, hit her with a cease and desist letter, threatening to sue his own daughter if she spoke her truth. That's cold-hearted. Imagine the one person who's supposed to protect you choosing his pride over your pain. That's not just family drama. That's betrayal on a whole different level. It's honestly heartbreaking to see how the Braxton family keeps missing the point. Instead of showing Ashley love or trying to make things right, they seem more focused on shutting her up than helping her heal. That's cold. And what's worse, Ashley isn't even the first Braxton woman to go through something like this. Remember when Tamar came out and revealed that she had been touched as a child? Instead of rallying around her, her own sisters basically threw shade at her in public. They didn't come out and say, "We don't believe you," but they didn't need to. Saying that it was her truth instead of the truth was just a slick way of calling her a liar without actually saying it. That's a slap in the face, especially when it's coming from your own blood. And to make things worse, they seemed more pressed about how Tamar shared her story than what she actually went through. Like, really.
First of all, I was very disappointed in finding out via social media because our family is closer than that. And to have someone else regurgitate that story to us. Well, I can only speak for me. But for someone else to tell me the story of something that happened to my own family is very disheartening.
You're mad she didn't call first, instead of being mad about what actually happened to her. That's wild. And if Tamar, Ashley, and even Tracy have spoken about facing dark moments like this, who knows how many more have suffered in silence? There's a pattern here that's hard to ignore, and it might go all the way back to Mama Evelyn herself. Because one thing people can't stop talking about, Evelyn never allowed Tamar to publicly name the family member who hurt her. Never. It's almost like she was trying to protect the family's image more than her own daughter's pain. But we can't forget the root of these problems didn't start with the sisters. It started with the parents. Michael Braxton Sr. wasn't exactly father of the year. After his divorce from Evelyn, he straight up abandoned his kids and married the woman he'd been cheating with. Imagine how deep that wound cuts. Your own dad walking out and building a new family while you're still trying to figure out who you are? That kind of betrayal leaves scars that don't just fade away. And while all that was going on, Evelyn herself was struggling too. She spent time in the hospital recovering from a bad injury, leaving young Toni to step up and take care of her sisters. From that moment on, Toni carried the weight of being the responsible one. When her music career finally took off, it didn't just become her dream anymore, it became the family's dream. Suddenly, every sister wanted to shine too, whether it was through singing, TV, or snagging a man with money.
Tracy's the one who said to me, "Toni, when you make it, you can help us come up." So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life, and I never used to say it. I never used to say anything.
Toni had to fight tooth and nail in an industry dominated by powerhouses like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. She's insanely talented, no doubt about that. But back then, the competition was fierce. She wasn't hitting those same iconic levels vocally as Mariah or Whitney. And that pressure to measure up must have been eating her alive, especially knowing that while she was battling in the spotlight, she was also carrying her whole family's expectations on her back. That's not just fame, that's survival. Now, here's where things start getting real spicy. See, people think Toni Braxton built her sound all by herself. But behind the scenes, it was actually her little sister Tamar who gave her that magic touch. Tamar was the hidden voice, the one layering those rich notes that made Toni's songs sound larger than life. And while Toni had Towanda running errands as her assistant, Trina and Towanda also held it down, singing backup vocals. It was a family effort, but not one built on equal love. More like quiet tension waiting to explode. Because soon enough, Tamar started wanting her own shine. She was tired of living in Toni's shadow. And honestly, who could blame her? Once Tamar realized she had the talent and the personality to be her own star, everything shifted. That's when the cracks in the sisterhood started to show. And baby, they were deep. The three sisters, Tamar, Trina, and Towanda, even tried forming their own group, but it was chaos from day one. They could barely get through rehearsals without arguing, and the dream of making it big together started to crumble fast. Then came Vince Herbert, Tamar's then husband, who decided to step in and change the game. He pulled some strings and landed the family their own reality show, Braxton Family Values. It was supposed to be their big comeback moment, a way for the sisters to rise together and keep the family relevant. But oh no, that plan backfired in the most dramatic way. Tamar, with her loud personality and natural charisma, completely stole the spotlight. She became the breakout star, getting her own solo career, spin-off shows, and even a talk show gig. While the rest of the sisters struggled to find their footing, Tamar was everywhere. And according to Towanda's ex-husband Andre, that's when jealousy and competition took root, and it's been eating away at the family ever since.
Felt guilty because you know how you've been acting, and however, excuse me, let me finish because I let you talk. Thank you. I will, and I will, and I will, and yes. So, and then you decided that you wanted to say something, like you just couldn't let him say something nice about me.
Do you think you've been saying with that person?
He does.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think that you've
I
been?
know I'm saying.
I'm asking. Do you think that
I'm
you've been?
answering. I
Okay,
have been
answer
the
me.
same with you.
So you
Tony,
are.
you're not my authority.
So you are.
Nor am I afraid of you. So don't talk to me like that, okay?
Hilarious.
Every time that we get together.
Andre claimed that Towanda and Trina never got over the fact that Tamar's success overshadowed them. They blamed her for their group's failure and held onto that resentment for years. Meanwhile, their personal lives were falling apart too. Towanda, for example, was stuck in a tough marriage with Andre, a man who didn't like to work and barely lifted a finger to help with their kids. She had to grind nonstop just to keep food on the table. It got so bad that Towanda ended up facing criminal charges: forgery, theft by receiving, and later even a fraud case from her landlord for unpaid rent and property damage.
He's a writer. He basically sits home and writes books, his own books. And he takes care of the kids, which is great. Except for one thing, he's not out selling any of his books, which means I have to take care of the household because he is not bringing any money in.
I don't like some of the things you do, True. Basically, I feel like I married my mother. And I didn't like my mother. I loved her to death. But I didn't
She
like her.
wasn't the only one catching heat. Tracy and her husband, Kevin Sr., were also called out publicly when their landlord exposed them online, claiming they weren't paying rent, but were pretending they owned the property. Talk about embarrassing. Andre also dropped a bomb about Toni and Tamar's attitudes during that time, saying they did try to help their sisters financially, but it wasn't exactly done out of love. According to him, Toni acted like a total diva, always reminding them who the real star was, while Tamar's mood swings made her unpredictable. One day sweet, the next day ready to throw shade. So instead of bringing the family closer, success just made the gap between them even wider. The Braxtons weren't just breaking charts, they were breaking each other. And all that family tension was just getting started. Even though Toni and Tamar were the shining stars of the Braxton clan, success came with a dark side. Behind closed doors, their fame created a dangerous power imbalance, because every time Towanda, Trina, or Tracy asked for help, they weren't treated like sisters, they were treated like employees. It was almost as if Toni and Tamar got a little thrill from having control over them. They'd chip away at their confidence, making sleut comments that cut deep, and over time, that broke the family bond even more. And here's the sad part. Mama Evelyn didn't do much to stop it. In fact, people say she often took sides with Toni and Tamar because they were the ones holding the fame, the money, and the Hollywood connections. That favoritism fed the competition between the sisters, turning sisterhood into a cold rivalry. And that toxic energy didn't just stay in the family. It started creeping into their love lives too. Every Braxton sister managed to get a ring, but none of them could make their marriages last. It's like the curse of dysfunction followed them from the dinner table right into their relationships. Sources close to the family say a big part of that came from Evelyn's own bitterness toward men. She never fully healed from what their father, Michael Sr., did to her, and that pain trickled down to her daughters. Towanda's marriage to Andre was already on shaky ground. He was lazy, unmotivated, and drained her emotionally and financially. Now she's with her boss, Sean. But word is that relationship's not exactly built on love either. Apparently, he enjoys the perks of being with a Braxton more than he's actually invested in her. Towanda's giving everything while he's just coasting. And Toni? Her love life has been just as chaotic. Her marriage ended in heartbreak, and even her long-gunning connection with Birdman raised eyebrows. Rumor has it things got messy because Birdman's lifestyle wasn't one Toni could handle. Whispers claim he was into things she just wasn't down for, and that caused a lot of tension between them. Trina didn't have it easy either. Her ex-husband Gabe used to embarrass her constantly on camera, making jokes, acting up, and treating her like she was the punchline of her own show. And when she finally escaped that toxic mess, she ended up jumping into another one with her new husband Vaughn, a relationship just as unstable and dramatic. Then there's Tamar, the most outspoken of the bunch. She's been through the marriage roller coaster 3 times. Each relationship started strong and ended in chaos. The drama, the fights, the emotional toll, it's all public record now. And Tracy? Poor Tracy tried to hold it together. She forgave her husband Kevin after rumors surfaced that he had fathered a child outside their marriage, but forgiveness doesn't erase pain. Deep down, she never forgot that betrayal. And when Tracy sadly passed away, she made one final statement without saying a word. She left everything to her son, not Kevin. And guess what? Kevin Sr. is still out here bitter about it, making noise and throwing shade online like he was the victim. It's wild how the Braxton name came with fame and fortune. Tracy Braxton said checkmate in real life.
Left everything to her son. The cheating husband gets nothing. My girl was moving in stealth mode, in complete silence. Had the lawyer come and record her final wishes before her health started to decline so that it couldn't be contested. May we all learn and aspire to be Tracy Braxton. But it also carried heartbreak, jealousy, and a trail of broken promises that never seemed to end. What's really wild is how the Braxton family's drama isn't just about fame. It's about deep emotional damage that nobody ever truly healed from. Generational pain runs through them like a curse, and you can see it in how each sister carries herself. On the outside, they show glam, luxury, and success. But behind the cameras, there's pain, control, and emotional warfare. Evelyn Braxton's strict old-school parenting might have held the family together for a while, but it also planted seeds of resentment. Her daughters grew up trying to please her, trying to win her approval. Yet, she never gave them the emotional validation they were craving. She taught them how to survive, not how to feel loved. And that's exactly why they compete instead of comfort. It's like love in that family always came with conditions. And let's not forget how money changed everything. Once fame entered the mix, the Braxtons stopped being sisters and started being rivals. They compared paychecks, achievements, and even who had the biggest spotlight. What used to be sisterly advice turned into subtle digs and public shade. Whenever one of them got a win, instead of celebrating, the others would feel like it was a personal loss. That's not love. That's emotional exhaustion wrapped in family loyalty. The saddest part is none of them seem ready to break the cycle. They've turned